Welcome to the arena.
We're back. Happy Pride Month, because I know our audience is 90% happy, aka GAY. And I'm here, Alex Woody, and I'm with Tommy O'Brien. Look at the hat.
Listen, man, I'm
Please
auditioning for the Peaky Blinders.
Please tell me you're not going on dates with that hat on. I was a chick and I saw that hat, like, nope. It looks so
I'm not
small on
going
your
on
head.
dates.
Looks
I
like you
I have
beat
such
the
a
shit out of a
big-ass
kid
head.
from the 1800s. Looks like he punched a newspaper boy on the corner and took his hat. He'd paying for a newspaper.
Poor kid.
Mister, read all about it.
All right, man. So I thought today last week we were in the 13th century. I figure we go 1,000 years back in time. We go to the 3rd century. All right.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
This one is juicy as hell. This is like Roman imperial chaos at premium strength. Okay. We got a teenage priest, transsexual emperor, a grandmother running regime change like a Fortune 500 coup, soldiers getting bribed, tons of shit. Roman Civil War, weird stuff going on, money, mommy, grandma, battlefield intervention. It's a wild story. Okay. So
Wow, this sounds
we're
like a
gonna be
movie. And Ridley Scott
all of
write
these could be
this?
movies, man.
Yeah.
Ridley
See how
Scott would be a
sweaty
great
my
one to do this
forehead is?
movie. Tiny.
I know. I'm sweating. I don't know why. I think just but we know why.
Exactly.
The
Oh
insulin. I
man.
need it.
Oh, Jesus. Diabetes. So the exact battle we're talking about today is June 8th, 218, the Battle of Antioch. And there have been an umpneat amount of battles in Antioch. But this is the Battle of Antioch in the year
Yeah, there's a lot.
218. Yeah.
I live right by Antioch, and there's a battle going on, especially at night. A lot of slurs and gunshots, let me tell you.
It's so true, man. So true. Antioch is not, it's gotten better, but it still sucks. So in 218, the Roman Empire was ruled by a guy by the name of Macrinus. Okay. His full name was Marcus Opellius Severus Macrinus. He's born in the year 164, and he's only Roman emperor for a very brief amount of time, only about a year. And he's born in Caesarea of Mauritania, which is now Cherchell in Algeria. So he is an African-born Roman emperor. He is the first emperor of non-senatorial rank and the first North African to govern the empire. Okay. His reign was very short.
He's the only Roman that can dunk.
Yeah.
He's the only guy saying this food is finger licking good.
Jesus. Shut your bitch ass up, Cicero. Boom. Oh my God.
We got fucked to get some good barbecue around here.
Oh yeah, he didn't last long. Um, his reign was very uneasy.
Yeah.
And his time as emperor bridged this very violent transition between the emperor Caracalla and Elagabalus. And we're going to talk about both of them. Okay,
Oh, Gobbleus.
so
I've dated one of those
Macri,
before.
he's a weird dude, man. He is a weird dude. Um, so Macrinus was a former Praetorian prefect who clawed his way to the throne after the assassination of Caracalla. And Caracalla he was just a brutal ass, man. He was a bad person. He is
Yeah.
born on April 4th, 188 in Lodunum, which is now Lyon in France. He's born Lucius
Yeah, I'm a lug
Septimius
Dunham.
Bassianus, and he was officially known as Marcus Aurelius Severus Antoninus Augustus. And he becomes the Roman emperor in 198, and he rules until his assassination just after his birthday on April 8th, 217, near Pare, which was in Mesopotamia. Um, he ruled jointly with his father, Septimus Severus, until 211, and then he ruled alone until his assassination. So he
These names are
is one of
outrageous.
the characters. They are outrageous. Yeah, exactly.
They sound so made up. These
Exactly.
people didn't exist. This didn't happen. Zippy Zippy
Definitely happened.
Doodah was in the Roman army.
Exactly.
Textical
Um,
pesтерus. Yeah.
so some of the names are just bonkers, man. They really are. Um, so he's
Bagantinius.
he's
I
born
could do it too.
into and just make shit up.
Uh,
Um, so he's born to Septimus Severus, the emperor, and his mother Julia Domna, and she plays a part in this battle. So we're going to talk about her a little bit later. Um, Now his reign, Caracalla, is infamous for being incredibly violent. He conducts massive purges. He kills people very close to him, but he also institutes some really significant administrative reforms. Okay. The Constitutio Antoniniana, he publishes that in 212, and this grants citizenship to all free men across the empire. And it's actually where we get the term Frank from, because the Franks were free from Roman taxation. They were considered citizens. And this is a big deal. All right. Um, but he catches a sword, and Macrinus claws his way to power. All right. Now, unfortunately for Macrinus, Roman soldiers loved Caracalla because he paid them like crazy. What Roman soldiers didn't like was pay cuts, and they were very susceptible to conspiracy theory, um, especially if their pay gets cut, right?
yeah. Right.
So when a when a wealthy Syrian grandmother puts forward her 14-year-old grandson and says, actually, this kid is Caracalla's secret son. The Eastern
Uh,
legions are like, okay, word, say less, right?
like an episode of Maury.
Exactly. Exactly. Like a violent
And
murder.
the
It's like
father is.
Maury during the Purge. It's just exactly. The dead
So
emperor.
was he actually the son?
This is one of those things that gets debated, right? Um, Obviously, there's no
Fascinating.
loyalty in, you know, in matrimony. So, um, very possible he was in Syria. Um, but is it likely? Who knows, right? It's really hard to say. But at any rate, it was believed, and that's what matters historically, is the people believed it, whether it
That'd
was
be
true or not. Um,
that'd be me if I came out and I said I'm Tom Segura's brother.
yeah, exactly. People would believe it though.
You know what's crazy is I have a friend that he told me he has a twin cousin. I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. I think you need to talk to your mom. Your cousin shouldn't look like
Yeah,
you.
exactly. That's definitely not how it works. I'm
That's
not a
definitely not your cousin.
geneticist, but I'm pretty sure that no. I mean,
He's
maybe in
dumb.
like Mississippi, but not.
Yeah. He works a forklift.
So, of course he does. It was either that or a crane. Um,
Kyle.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so that's so that's what leads us to the Battle of Antioch, right? Macrinus,
Okay.
a former Praetorian prefect, becomes emperor in 217 after the assassination of Emperor Caracalla. Now, his peace with the Parthian king, Artabanus V, it ends up being viewed as humiliating. And then he starts cutting the pay of the army after this. And it really alienates
Uh,
the troops. And in Rome,
right.
you don't have power without the army. Okay. And then
Right.
this whole thing happens, right? So and this is the twisted bit, right? So in Syria, Caracalla's aunt, Julia Mesa, who we'll talk about, and her grandson, Elagabalus, who is 14 years old, he's a priest of the sun god Elagabal at a Mesa. They exploit this military discontent too.
Oh,
I swear to God, it's real.
this is
I
so
swear to
made up,
God, it's real.
dude. No
I
way.
swear to
This is
God, it's
all
real.
made up. Gobblers, El Gobbo. I mean, come on, dude. It's a Disney movie. This isn't real.
I swear to
You know,
God, it's
that,
real.
that,
I
that
swear to
racist
God.
Walt Disney did this, you know.
um, so they use that disruption in the military to proclaim Elagabalus emperor. And several
Okay.
legions, including the Legio the Third Gallica, they defect to Elagabalus's side. So the Battle of Antioch is pitched between Elagabalus and Macrinus. The Syrian legions choose a teenage emperor over a Praetorian prefect. And they end up in this huge clash in this historical city. Now, Elagabalus, okay, he is a hereditary priest of the Syrian sun god Elagabal. And he is a total like think like cult, right? Like he is so bought into this thing. And everything he does is bizarre. Okay. He brings back the cult's, it's the black conical stone. He brings it to Rome and he builds the Elagabalus temple on the Palatine Hill. And he declares Elagabal supreme over Jupiter. And Jupiter is the Roman god that replaced Zeus, right? So this is completely heretical, right? He also
Yeah.
forces senators and priests to join in these foreign rituals. But where he really crosses the line is he then marries a Vestal virgin, Aquilia Sebera, and he has these public displays of devotion for his male favorites, which means exactly what you think it means. One of the most famous was a guy by the name of Heracles. And this
Uh,
outrages the Romans, right? They see this as being immoral. And
right.
there's a modern take on this that Elagabalus was actually um, trans. And it's a bizarre chapter in history. The Romans love him and then they hate him. But at any rate, this is kind of how we get to where we are. Okay.
I feel like
Elagabalus is one of the most
the writer was super gay. I don't believe any of this. I think the historian was like, I need a little flair in this. I want to get, everyone to read this, every group throw in a black, trans, some cool names.
it's just like it's like the Roman Tolkien just making shit up as he goes along.
Right. So gay, trans, this isn't a new thing.
No, no, God, no, 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 not at
Right.
all. In fact,
Yeah, yeah,
homosexuality was very, very common.
interesting. Interesting. No rainbow flags though.
By Rome, no, no rainbow flags. No, not for Pride. No. But I thought Elagabalus is a great one for Pride Month for sure. But he is one of the most heavily slandered emperors in Roman history. Our main sources come from two very, very important historians, Cassius Dio and Herodian, and they're useful, but they're not neutral. Okay.
You know what?
Um, Now I got to
I
shout out
wonder if
my.
he would. I wonder if he was just gay when his chick was on her period. Like, I still need to get blown. But, she's not in the mood. She's angry. There's blood everywhere. Well, this guy.
Oh
How
God.
about
Well,
how
this
about TikTok a Crulius? Yeah, I'm over here.
guy. YouTubian.
I'm sitting, I'm sitting on my face. A hole is a hole. I think he said that once.
Jesus. Our audience doesn't know what to do ever. Like, are they allies? Are they not? Are they are they
Bro, you
MAGA?
you
Are
know
they
you
left
kn-
it?
there's a video of just you talking history, and a guy makes a tribute video. He's just like, you just talking history.
No.
Just blowing loads
Oh
of
my
that stupid
God.
little
It's true though.
Here's a still of your face with that fucking taxi driver hat on. Just blown on. You see your face.
Nerds.
Nerds. I'm out here getting texts.
Uh, I did. I got the
I
tips
just took a
filming
shit
for my
where
reels.
Some people get ticks, some people get herpes. Yeah, this is better.
That's fair. That's fair. So
So,
I gotta shout out to the historians. Um, Cassius Dio, really important historian, super interesting dude. For the greater part of his life, he was a member of Roman public service. Okay. He was a senator under Commodus, who Joaquin Phoenix plays fantastically in the first Gladiator. Um, and then Cassius Dio ends up governor of Smyrna after the death of Septimus Severus. Then he becomes suffect consul right around 205. Yep. And he was,
look at that.
I mean, he was
Look at that
proconsul
gladiator.
in Africa and Pannonia. Yep. It's such a good movie, man. I rewatched that the other day. It was so good.
That's what my friends do in the bar when a girl walks in. Eh.
Jesus. Actually, the history, I'm about to ruin it for you. The history of this, it's the opposite. So down was
Oh,
let him live,
that doesn't
up
make
was kill
sense.
him.
The guy was dyslexic. The guy was dyslexic.
Or the gladiators were blind and they're like, I can't fucking see what he's doing. Ah,
Yeah. Oh no. A lion just jumps at you. Cool.
yeah, great. Love this.
It's
Um,
crazy. It's crazy
em-
that they would fill the Colosseum with water and they would have boat fights.
yeah, yeah, they absolutely would. And they paid for all of
That's
that.
crazy.
The emperor paid the people to go. The people didn't have to pay to go. And they almost
Oh, that's
had
dope. I wish they
modern
had that for
tickets.
events
Like they had,
here.
hell yeah, dude, that'd be dope as hell.
Can you imagine going to an NFL game? We're gonna pay for your ticket. Yeah.
Yes,
Crazy.
I can't imagine. That'd be fucking awesome. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Um, so Emperor Severus Alexander held Cassius Dio in really the highest esteem, and he reappoints him to the position of consul in 229. And following his second consulship, while he was kind of in his later years, he returns to his native home in Bithynia, and that's where he ultimately will die. But he is a really important historian for this era. The other cat,
Yeah.
Herodian, yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was agreeing with you.
Oh,
You sucking water out of a sex toy?
so
It's like you're drinking out of a pocket pussy.
so, so fucking Stanley.
That's the dumbest name for a water bottle. Hey, Stanley.
Stanley, the pocket pussies of water containers.
You could bang that, clean it out, and then
So
put
the
water in it. I mean, it's got multiple uses.
dude, it's made of metal. That would be awful.
You getting ready for the AI robots. What we're all going to be banging in the future, anyways.
Japan already has them, man.
You can slap them, you can burn them,
Yeah,
you can get
jeez.
rough with them,
Jesus.
spit on them, call 'em names.
God, this gets so
Every
dark.
position, every position,
Yeah, that's true.
blast in their
That's
face,
true.
blast in their ear.
Oh God. They'll never have a headache, that's for sure.
The robots start getting smart. They're like, I am on my period.
Why don't we invite your neighbor? Let's spice it up.
Oh man. there's going to be laws too. Like if you um,
Yeah.
fornicate with your neighbor's robot, you're going to go to jail,
It's so true,
right?
man. It's so
Like
true. We're
your
definitely headed
neighbor
that
has
way for sure.
your neighbor can afford the one with the fake boobs and the fake ass, right? And you got the standard model flat, you know, impulse sports, old.
Standard
Yeah,
model.
it
Comes with
leaks when you bang them.
HCV.
You know? He's got the hot one. You know? Like this every 30 days. You know,
Oh my God.
and holiday t-shirts
Let you do anal.
records for you. That's gonna be horrible. They're gonna be able to record too, and it's just gonna be your face. Wait, that's not the POV I wanted.
The double chin looking down like fucking penguin. Danny DeVito.
I love that meme. I love that meme. We think we're
Oh
fucking
shit.
look like Batman. We look like Danny DeVito or something.
Exactly.
uh,
Oh shit. So the other historian is Herodian, okay? And he comes with a bit of mystery to him. There's a popular speculation that Herodian was actually Syrian, and he may have actually been from
mm,
Antioch originally, okay? Um, Herodian describes the character of the Syrians as being very quick-witted, and he mentions them a few times in his chronicles. Um, the thing with Herodian is there's gaps in knowledge of Syrian affairs, which really could lead you to believe that he might not have been from that region at all. So we don't really know. He confuses Parthian kings and his chronology and geography of the Parthian campaign later on, what like or earlier before this in 197, 198. It's flawed. It's deeply flawed. So these flaws could be explained with just a lack of knowledge of small part of the empires. But
mm,
you could assume that an inhabitant of Syria would have had access to that knowledge. So he's an interesting dude. I would say Cassius Dio is probably a little bit more important, but he still is an important character. And um, what we pull from generally for this battle is the Historia Augusta, and it's a really deep volume of biographies and um, information on usurpers and the short reigns, especially of Quintilius and Florian. Um, we get a lot of information about this whole time frame, right? So it's a really important document, but it, it has its own flaws, right? Like all histories. So there's a lot of like mystification written into it. Um, but it's the principal Latin source for basically 100 years of Roman history. So historians use it, but they're very cautious about how they use it. All right. So that's the nerdy history shit. Bottom line, Dio was a senator. Herodian had his own angle, and the Historia Augusta is basically ancient tabloid energy with footnotes. Okay. Um,
mm,
but we know that the battle and the political stuff going on behind the scenes are all solid. The timeline and major players are solid. The really wild later gossip about Elagabalus we're unsure how real that is. That might have just been to slander him. Um, but Macrinus's bad decisions, Roman army nonsense, propaganda, bribery, and civil war chaos is all the underlying bits of the Battle of Antioch. Okay. Um, and, I mean, it's hard to tell these stories sometimes because you can really get wrapped up in the senatorial like fan fiction, but I at least try to stay within the bounds of history. Um,
Right.
So Elagabalus is declared emperor by the troops in Syria on May 16th, 218. And he will meet Macrinus on June 8th of that year. So less than a month later, Elagabalus has to fight for this proclamation at the age of 14. All right. And this
Oh,
is where Herodian comes to play. Okay. He's one of the key narrative sources for the revolt, the battlefield actions, defections, all of this stuff. Okay. So we the battle takes place in Roman Syria. Okay. Um, very important region throughout history. All right. We continue to find out stuff about the ancient world of Syria. In 1948, we found this inscription that Gargilius Antiquus, there's another good name for you. He was the governor of the province in the eastern part of the empire, which was probably Syria, and
right.
he was a consul and a governor in Asia. So in 2016, they found an inscription in Greek. I think it's at the Haifa University now. They found it underwater,
That
and
in
it says that
Oakland,
Antiquus. No, it's definitely not.
Haifa University.
Um, but that one shows that he was governor of Judea for
Oh shit.
like the 120, 130, right? And so he would have been there during a really famous, it's called the Bar Kokhba revolt, where the Jews fight against the Romans. All right.
Oh,
But
those guys.
Roman Syria is critical to the empire, absolutely critical to the empire. Um, and we call it the Battle of Antioch because Macrinus was operating out of the city of Antioch. But the exact battlefield location is one of those things that we debate, like where it actually happened near Antioch. It's anybody's guess, really. Cassius Dio
Right.
puts the decisive fight near a village um, called I'm, no, Imai is how you say it, Imai, which is near Antioch. But Herodian gives kind of a broader border zone description of the battle. So,
Am I a
I
city?
mean,
Am I a
the
town?
story, even the battle, is exactly. I mean, even the battlefield is it's just Roman Civil War nonsense, right? But the event
Right.
is very clear. We just, the exact pin on Google Maps is where historians start throwing chairs at each other.
Yeah. Like I said, made up.
So I swear to God, this happened, man.
I
So
don't.
let's talk more about how we got here.
Okay.
Um, I mentioned Caracalla, right? This guy was awful, horrible, horrible person. In 217, Caracalla is murdered while he's campaigning in the East. Now, he had been popular with many soldiers, mostly because he paid them really well. And he leaned very hard into that military loyalty. And it set a really bad precedence for kind of the downhill slope of the Roman Empire. Um, but he doesn't please everybody, and he eats a sword. And then his Praetorian prefect, Macrinus, he becomes emperor after his death. And this is already a problem because Macrinus wasn't a senator. He came from the equestrian order, which is basically the imperial administrative and military track. And that made him an outsider to the senatorial elite. Okay. It's a general becoming the leader. That's always a very dangerous equation. Okay. Macrinus becomes emperor, and the Senate is basically like, can he even do that? And the army is like, well, he's got the money, right? And the military is now kind of the leading decider of who becomes and stays emperor. But like with any leadership handover, Macrinus inherits Caracalla's problems, right? The war in the East, an expensive military machine, and soldiers that are used to Severan style generosity. And Herodian's the one that tells us that the troops were stirred by hatred of Macrinus. And they had this long lost memory of Caracalla and this expectation and hope of this continued allowance of money to come in. Trying to cut soldier pay in the Roman Empire is like canceling an open bar at the Marine Corps ball. Like legally it's possible, but spiritually it's suicidal. Like this is a bad fucking idea, man.
Yeah. This is like closing McDonald's in Oakland. You don't want
Jesus
to do it.
Christ.
These angry
Uh,
people.
Bodies are gonna drop, son. So I mentioned Julia Mesa earlier. All right. This is where she comes into play. Okay. This is the badass Roman grandmother. Okay. Um, Julia Mesa, right after Emperor Caracalla is assassinated and Macrinus essentially usurps the throne, Julia Mesa's sister, Domna, who was suffering from breast cancer, okay, and she had very little power and influence that she had when her husband um, was ruling. She lost both of her children, and she ultimately chooses to Harry carry herself, but she does it by starvation. All right.
Jeez.
Now,
One of my big fears.
yeah, starvation. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Couple months. Couple months out. Probably got a
You'd
year.
last longer than I
This guy's
would.
still alive. It's still alive. He hasn't eaten for a year.
He actually looks great.
Wow.
He looks great.
Actually,
He's in
somehow
great
he's still
shape now.
fat. I don't know. He's skinny, but his nipples are still big. I'd be the first
In
Roman
silver
gladiator
dollars.
that wore a T-shirt under his armor. I'd be like the fat guy.
I don't
That
let
was like the
anybody see.
equivalent of the fat guy at the pool. Wearing a T-shirt in the pool.
Exactly. Hey man, I've been there. It's is what it is.
Yeah.
So Julia Mesa is not just some grandma, okay? She is the sister of Julia Domna, and Julia Domna is Caracalla's mother. Okay, she has a
Ah,
rough end, um, and she was incredibly influential. She's incredibly important. They Severus, when he was emperor, he actually issues several medallions for her as early as like 207. And on the reverse side of the medallions, it says Vesta Mater, which means Mother Vesta. So that could be an invocation to Vesta during prayers and the Vestal Virgins. Um,
Oh,
Either way, it shows that she was seen in an almost divine light.
hmm. Must have been hot.
Rome was pretty good about honoring royal women. They
Hmm.
didn't sleep on the royal women. They knew how powerful they were.
I slept in, not on.
Also that. Um and
I
Julia
respect you.
is she's a part, not all women respected. Really just the royal ones. Jesus Christ. Oh God. The people's elbow. So Julia Domna is a part of the very powerful Syrian Severn family network. And after Caracalla's death, Mesa returns back to Emesa. Mesa goes to Emesa, which is the current day of Homs in Syria. Um, this is a very important place. It's a very strong place. Um, he goes back to alliances and fighting during Caesar's age. Um, there's there's a claim that one of Alexander the Great's generals, Seleucus the First Nicator, who creates the Seleucid
What?
Empire after Alexander dies.
What? Whoa. You can't say that word.
I tried to
I'm not
run.
even going to try to
I
attempt it.
tried to run past it because I
I
I knew you were going to say.
was thinking about my Monday and then that part. What? Oh, yeah, we're doing a podcast. I am not going to even attempt that. I am not going to attempt
You just call him Seleucus.
that.
Um, he he's the guy who established the Seleucid Empire after Alexander the Great died. He was one of his generals. Um, but there's not a lot to support its Hellenic kind of foundation. Um, so it's hard to say for sure. But it is a very important city that will play a role throughout the Roman age, throughout the Byzantine age, and then very much during the Crusader age. Super important city, and that's where she goes back to. And she comes home with a bunch of money. She's already hella connected, and she has this grandson who is about to become the centerpiece of one of Rome's wildest regime conflict operations. All right. The grandson is Varius Avitus Bassianus, who changes his name to match his sun god, and he becomes Elagabalus. All right. Now, in 218, he's only about 14 years old. And at this age, he would have been seen as a man, and he was not acting, he was serving as a priest of that local god in Syria, Elagabal. Um, so he gets declared emperor by his troops in Syria on May 16th, and almost immediately has to go to war. Okay. By June 8th, he is fighting Macrinus. This kid is 14. And at 14, I think we were like
Crazy.
making terrible life choices and overusing Axe body spray. And this guy is being marketed as the Emperor of Rome.
That's crazy. Picking his nose, butting his fingernails while
We
they
were
call him up
fucking
there.
we were awful at the age of 14. We were terrible.
Oh, oh yeah, throwing rocks at the neighbor's satellite, being in pools,
Like
flipping off Asians.
shit shitting on yards and all types of vandalism. We were we were not Roman emperor material. That's for sure.
Smelling bras of friends' moms.
Trying to we go going to 7-Eleven and trying to find the nudie magazines that didn't have the plastic wrapping over them so we could sneak a peek of some tits.
Oh God, that was play girl. My tits of a woman.
So we get this crazy claim, right? That he's
Right.
Caracalla's son. And Julia Mesa pushes that story that Elagabalus is actually the illegitimate son of Caracalla. And like I said before, like, is it
And
true? We don't know.
and part two, you're gonna find out the rest of this.
Yeah,
It's almost 3
exactly.
o'clock.
We're going to
It's
talk
almost 3
about
o'clock.
the claim. I know
Oh,
the claim. We're going to talk about the claim, the legions, the battle. We'll get into the juice.
and the Jews? Okay.
The Jews,
Yeah.
the juice, like OJ.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we'll finish. We'll do part two sometime soon.
And so, another chapter closes on the smouldering front lines, as our heroes with questionable aim and even more questionable life choices roll off into the haze once more. Historians may never fully understand what happened here today. Some say it was strategy, others say it was stupidity. Most agree it was probably the snacks. If you've survived this broadcast with your sanity intact, consider enlisting. Follow the show, share it with a fellow soldier, and prepare for the next mission. Until next time, stay alert, stay armored, and stay baked. This is Baked Battlefields, signing off.